Hi. Yeah, I would like to talk to you today a little bit. So you've got to give me a bit of time because I writ a lot of things down today. It was in my mind, and I feel that I want to talk about it. Is it necessary to record things in your mind? We have to record stuff like driving a car, or certain things like that. Things like getting home from your work. You've got to record the way to get home, otherwise you wouldn't get home. Stuff like that. But things that are not really necessary, you see. So we record a lot of things. From school days, we've been conditioned to store things in our minds that are not really necessary for us within our lives, really, because we all are made for different things, different vocations in life, different work. You see, so for instance, why would we want to know? Well, I'm not a historian to the fact of geography and times of past, like Henry VIII or First World War, or things of that notification. You see, I was born for physical education, to understand human movement through the art of boxing. I love boxing and athletics and that physical sort of way. So my mind is physically there on that life, should I say. See, some people are born to be plumbers, or they are, or painting decorators. Some people drive cars for a living, so they have no use of knowing about paintings or landscaping or something like that, because it's nothing to do with their way of living. It wouldn't, by not knowing these things, it wouldn't stop them from living a happy life. But we tend to be conditioned to know things that are not necessary. You see, anything. You see, so therefore the mind is not. What I'm trying to say is that we don't need to know what things that will clutter our minds up. You see, so therefore, and the time acknowledgement movement, the awakening of intelligence, the art of listening. To listen without distortion, that is the art of listening. The art of seeing is to observe clearly without a direction, without a motive, without any form of desire, but merely to observe. You see. So if you have to observe something that doesn't really interest you, then why would you want to record it? You see, I'm trying to keep away from the facts that like I would meet somebody. I teach a lot of people. I would meet somebody in a supermarket, and they say, hello, Peter. I say, hello, you all right? And they'd be talking to me. I don't know who the hell this person is. And it's somebody, obviously, I've trained. You see? But within my mind is that there's no reason for me to record that of me training that person. Or me because I don't know that person. I just train them on a professional basis, you see. So therefore, people want to ask me, say, "Oh, do you remember when?" I say, "I don't remember," because why would I want to remember that? It's not a thing that is based within my life to survive. So, or anything that's of great importance. People say to me, "Oh, I remember I told you that last year." I said, "Well, I don't know what you told me last year, because it's just talking, and whatever you say to me, it's not really. It's just what you are saying. It's not that for me to record it, for later date." So it's funny how people say, and then you ask people a question, or you ask, and they know it from a long time ago, and you sit and say, well, what the hell you got that in your mind for? Why have you got that in your mind? because it has no use. I mean, it has no use to me. Use to me in my old age. What I was taught at school in 1960s or 1970s or 80s, it has not helped me so much what at all. So therefore, what I'm trying to say is that we want to stop cluttering up our minds with useless information, which is a waste of time, you see. So, I mean, you're looking at important people in life, people who have got money and that. They've got people who they employ to register for them what they need to do, what needs to be done. You say, oh, he's a millionaire, he's got to be a clever man. No, not at all. What it is that he has the understanding of business. So in business you say, well, listen, I want that door painted over there. So I'm not a painter, so what I'm going to do is, it's cheaper for me or it's easier for me to employ someone to paint that door, and I pay him for that skill, you see, instead of saying, well, I can do it, like a lot of people multitasking. So I'm not really into that sort of thing, that multitasking nonsense. Putting so much things in your brain to kill your brain cells. Not realising that you're killing your brain cells by cluttering your brain up with nonsense that is not really nonsense to you as where you should be in life. I mean, you don't see a dog talking. He'll bark for communicating with you, but you don't see anything like that from animals. That's what they are. And they're different. There's a Labrador, there's an Alsatian, there's a Dalmatian. They're all used for different purposes in life, you see. So therefore they are not cluttered up with other nonsense or rubbish that does not mean anything to them. And the word nonsense, really, I'm trying to say nonsensical, because it has no purpose for me to understand, or for any person within that vocation to understand other things but what he is born to understand, which makes them special, makes them a part of the whole, if you understand what I'm trying to say, you see. So it just worries me at times, whereas people expect to put things in their minds and clutter their minds up with the awakening of intelligence, to listen without distortion, you see. And the art of listening, the art of seeing, is to observe clearly without direction, you see. So therefore, within my job, I have to see clearly without any distortion, without any bias, without any prejudices. I've got to see it as it is, so therefore I can advise my students to exactly what they've come for, and not put what others have tried to instill in my mind that is not going to help me or my business or my students or where I want to go, because it's only I go on that direction. I've got no time to be of distortion or try to confuse me or having it in my mind, whereas it is not going to benefit me whatsoever. I hope I'm making sense, but it is a complicated subject, and I want, even now, I'm still going to think about it more deeply than I am now, and I'll get back to you about that. Have a great day. Easy.